On the holiday Monday, there's a free ice fishing day. That's a day when you can try ice fishing without having to go out and get a license. And joining us from Regina is Jason Matity, a fishing fanatic who, with his brother, runs the website MatitysGetFishing.com. Jason, welcome to the show. And how much are you looking forward to this day?
Well, you know, because I'm out all the time, I've got a license and those different things, and as my wife says, I need the 12-step program because of how much I like fishing, talk about fishing, think about fishing 24/7. But if you want to try it for the first time, a free fishing weekend is perfect for you because you don't need a license. But what is really critical here, Kevin, is that you do need to know the regulations, and there are some special ones, particularly around Saskatoon, that you need to know before you go out.
Okay, so what's the catch? Yeah, I went there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know, Blackstrap, which is a popular lake around the Bridge City, Bradwell, which is full of perch, great little fishing lakes. They're CR1 lakes, and what that means is they have reduced limits, like there's only 2 walleyes instead of the provincial 4, only 10 perch. All you have to do is go to the Saskatchewan Environment website. It's a real easy Google search, and just make sure you know those regulations before you go out so you're doing everything nice and legal on Saturday and Sunday.
So right now, I'm not sure if you could see a monitor. We just had the boring process up on the screen there, drill boring for the record, folks. If you drill a hole in the ice, you're not really catching all that much when you're out on the water. Do you go about drilling somewhere else? Is that common practice? And also, when it comes to checking the thickness of the ice before you drill, what's the regulation that you recommend there?
Well, I mean, the beauty of our really long, cold Saskatchewan winters is that usually by February, we've got pretty safe ice everywhere, but obviously you have to be careful. Anywhere there's current or rivers or you know, points with a lot of wind exposure, I'm never going to say don't check the ice, but once you're into that 30 centimeter or a foot range, you're usually pretty good to go anywhere. And that's the one challenge, obviously, in winter. You have to get through that solid layer of water to get access to the fish.
Any advice or techniques you might recommend right out of the gate to have a successful trip?
Well, you know, at this time of year, especially if you're, you know, a first-time fisherman, you might want to go with some smaller stuff, smaller lures, spoons, that type of thing. But you also might want to target a really cool fish that bites like crazy at this time of year, and that's the burbot. And you may have seen that in a few of the shots. I just wanted to introduce you right here to a couple of the lures you might want to use. If you're fishing for perch, go smaller like that, be a bit more subtle. But for burbot and even big northern pike, be loud, be obnoxious down there. Pound these lures into the bottom like big flashy spoons. My personal favorite, a flasher jig. And when it comes to how you jig these things, I like to just touch bottom and lift it up. Touch bottom, lift it up, and maybe just jiggle it in place a little bit like that. My nervous twitch can get a nice little jiggle going on there. But the key is that for burbot especially, you want to be loud and obnoxious because they like that, especially at this time of year.
And it's right there on your jacket, MatitysGetFishing.com if you're interested in more information. And Jason, tomorrow you're doing a presentation at Cabela's here in Saskatoon on burbot. We're almost out of time here, but still, what can people expect from that?
Well, and hopefully the forecast doesn't prevent me from getting to Saskatoon, because that is still the plan, that I'm going to do this seminar at 1 o'clock at Cabela's. We're going to talk about burbot, how to target them, how to be successful for them. The cool thing is they're a bit bigger fish, so they're fun to catch, and they're also great to eat, so we're going to focus on that. And we'll deal with any fishing question anybody who comes has for us as well.
Jason Matity and Regina, thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning.
You're welcome.